Unity of Tampa, good morning. Happy Father's Day to you. Welcome to Unity of Tampa. Here we go. There for you. You know there's peace inside, but still you're searching for someone who understands the pain you've been through. Where the Father waits with open arms, He's calling out your name. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved to belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in, come on in. You'll find a place of rest and illumination where God within you helps you to light your way. He knows the peace you need and the hurt you're feeling. He longs to hold you and to wipe your tears away. Where the doors unlocked, the lights are on. What are you waiting for? Come on in, welcome home. You are loved to belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. Where there's room enough in this home of love for someone just like you. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved to belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved to belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. Unity of Tampa, come on in. All right, thank you. Thank you for singing with us.
I am the platform assistant today. Yes. I'm your new platform assistant today. I'm filling in.
It's her first time, folks. Be
It's
easy
my
on her.
first time up here. I'm so nervous. Good morning. Happy Father's Day. Happy Grandfather's Day. Congrats to all the men. We have gifts for all our men today. I hope you picked yours up on the way. Did every man get a gift today as they came in? All right. If you didn't, please make sure you do. And David, can you turn me down a hair? So I forgot my belt today. I have no way to keep my mic on, so it's hanging on my neck. And now that means David's got to turn me on and off, or else you'll hear me when I'm saying nasty things about how badly I stood up here. Usually I sit down and tell Jeffrey I was standing crooked, wasn't I? All right, so new visitors. I want to welcome Jenna. We have a new visitor today that I know of. And who else? Oh, and we also have another new visitor right here. Yes, I already knew Dawn. Sorry, I should have said name too. I already met her. You didn't. But Dawn is here today too, visiting Candace. So thank you, Dawn, for being here today. Do we have any other visitors today? Because we owe you. Oh yes, of course. And we owe you a flower. And what's your first name? Nice to meet you. I thought that, but wasn't possible. All right. Wasn't probable. Positive. Possible. Whatever. All right. No. All right. If you have a phone on, could you turn it off, please? Just turn your phone off so that everyone has a little bit of private and peaceful time. All right. Sunday bulletin. Can you do me a favor, all of you? Can you please read your bulletins? So here's the thing. We spend a lot of money printing them. And we put everything we can think of in there so that you don't have to go to the website and you don't have to chase what's happening here. But there is a lot happening here now. And if there are certain classes or things you want to join, you just have to check out what's happening and then you can find out and feel free to join. Also, if you are not receiving our email newsletters, you really should be. They come out on Thursday. But if we have special announcements, they come out separately. Please, if you are not receiving it, go online and sign up at unitytampa.org to receive our newsletters, or do me a favor, write it on a piece of paper and drop it in the prayer box if that's easier, and we'd be happy to do that. Facebook, we have a website, not a website, we have a Facebook page, and we also have a community page on Facebook. And then when you're here, if you ever want to check in on social media, we appreciate it. And that's that. Okay, Jeffrey and I are headed to Unity Village today after the service. So, yes. So it's the national convention is this whole week, and we will be at meetings and seminars and workshops. But tomorrow is my final step, the walk across the stage, get my stole, get my paperwork, say thank you very much, and move on. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we will be in classes. If you want to watch the blessing tomorrow, you can watch it. A link is going out today if it didn't already, and you're welcome to join. If you don't want to have to watch all that time, don't. Jeffrey will, because there's a long list of people, Jeffrey's going to capture, when we get back, he'll capture it and share just that part. So don't feel obligated to spend the 3 hours looking. I'm sure it starts at 1. It didn't end until 4:30, I think, last year. Okay, third Sunday of the month, Miss Jan Cohen, you are on the page for the next 2 slides. Today is our grief group, Grief and Recovery. If you have any interest in being in that group today, they'll be meeting in here after the service in the sanctuary. Wednesday Wisdom, Jan leads this group. And this is a midweek gathering for people who want to just get together and talk and share. You bring your lunch, and she leads great conversations. All right, youth and family ministry. If you have children in our youth program, we just posted, Heather did an amazing job. There's all kinds of summer activities for June. Please go see Heather today, and I know the kids' movie night is coming up this Thursday. It'll be, I believe this one is here, don't quote me, but go see her. I know there's a movie night, they're going somewhere too. Fourth Sunday of the month, so the Cafe Con Leche event has been the second Sunday of the month. We're moving it to the fourth Sunday, which made more sense since because Julia is on duty in the kitchen on the fourth Sunday. So why not have it on the day she can actually be in there anyway? All right, Soul Sisters, Miss Gilda, thank you for leading our wonderful group. So this meeting is not the last Saturday of the month this month. It is this coming Saturday because June 21st, Friday, thank you. Friday, June 21st, and they're meeting at Treasure Island. So you need to see Gilda. She's right here. Raise your hand. If you don't know Gilda, go look for her. All right, see Gilda for more info. And then birthdays. So yesterday was Greg Roberts' birthday up in the booth. Say happy birthday to Greg. So we didn't know it was his birthday. We'll have to get him on the list. And Callista Lopez, Mark's granddaughter's birthday, is tomorrow. She will be 2 years old. Do we have any other birthdays this week we were unaware of? Oh, good. All right. Well,
Okay.
can we do
Let's-
happy birthday?
Let's sing to him. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God loves you. Happy birthday to you. All right. Happy birthday.
And just so everybody knows, today is cake day. So we celebrate once a month with cake, and Karen and Jerry, where's Karen? Is she in here? She's probably serving cake already. But thank them because they always bring the cakes for our month. And I want to just make note on our map. So Leslie suggested we change our map so that it didn't have big X's. And Jeffrey's put hearts in them. So thanks to Leslie for that suggestion. And so we even added Arizona now. So, we're still working on getting that other part of that area in the north. We need to work on those people. So, anyway, it looks like we're doing a good job. All right, switching gears. I'm coming back. What else did I want to say here? Oh, how about good morning to our online family? And thank you for being part of our map and our service. Jenna, by the way, who I mentioned earlier, has been watching online, and that's why today's her first day in person, but not her first day with us. So it's kind of cool when we actually get to meet the people who watch us online. I also want to tell you, 3 out of 4 inspectors were here this week, and we got approval from 3 out of 4. We have 1 left to go before we get our occupancy permit for our new building, and it happens tomorrow. So, yes. That's why I'm taking Jeffrey away. Because if it doesn't happen tomorrow, he may have a nervous breakdown, and at least we'll be at Silent Unity where they can pray for him. And me. Yeah. So thanks to Jeffrey he's been here every day. And I don't know if you know, we have all new trees. We thought we only needed 3, some elms and oak. We now have 7 new trees, 10 new trees, because they made us add 7 to make the property look more environmentally healthy. Not sure, we only took down 2 trees, but we had to replace them with 7. I don't know how that works, but I'm sure it'll do good things. For 10 years from now, imagine what those beautiful trees will be doing for this property. So, we're doing the right thing. That's it, right, Jeffrey? Property, the list. Okay, great. So let's get down to spiritual work. So let's join together and sing our affirmation. There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life. God, good, omnipotent. I knew you didn't need me. Nice job. All right, I bet you can guess what our daily word is today. It's about fathers, and it's called Father's Blessings. It says, I bless my father with loving thoughts of gratitude. Today, I bless my father and the fatherly figures I have known with thoughts of love and appreciation. The man I call father may or may not be related to me, but he has touched my life with love. I give thanks for those fatherly figures who selflessly gave their time and love to help me grow into the person I am today. Their demonstrations of patience showed me how to give others space and time. Their humor and lightheartedness taught me to not take myself too seriously. Their guidance and trust encouraged me to be independent and trust myself. I would not be the person I am today without the lessons of love and wisdom shared by my father or fatherly figures. In so many ways, he gave me a strong foundation on which I built my life. I'm grateful and blessed with all he has given me. And from Matthew 15, verse 4, honor your father. And I just want to say this, and I know I said it on Mother's Day. I get that sometimes these days are difficult for people. Not everybody had a great relationship perhaps with a father or a grandfather or who knows. But what I want you to think about today that we're talking about is that we're talking about the power of that presence in our world, the power of having that male influence, that those fatherly figures in our life. It's a much bigger picture than just what it means to you. And today, the focus in my message today is all about the spiritual impact that fathers can have. And you're going to be surprised at what I actually found and shared today. I was unaware of all of it. I also just want to mention that to the men here today, that I would never miss Mother's Day here in this church. And as a result, I was not willing to get a sub for today, which probably would have been the smarter move, looking at the weekend. But honestly, I just wanted you to know that you matter to us. You matter to me, and I want to be here to support you today. I won't be here after 12:35, so if you need me to support you, text me, write me, send me a message, but just know that being with you today meant the world to me, so thank you for showing up. All right, I'm going to step away and let Elliot and I can't, sorry, David, I was getting ready. I'm going to let our wonderful band, who all our fathers working today too, so they're going to lead us in song.
Papa's got a brand new bag. Wait. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. At least 100 ways for me to believe. Countless blessings that I receive. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. I know there are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. Oh, at least 100 ways for me to receive. I embrace my good, I do believe. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. Oh, there are at least 100 ways I know my good is coming to me. How about you? There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. Oh, my good is coming to me. Hey, my good is coming to me. At least 100 ways. At least 100 ways. Whoa, at least 100 ways. Thanks, folks.
Very nice. Thanks, you guys. And Elliot has his dad. I just want to welcome Ray and Vicki here today. So We actually have 3 generations of them today.
That's right.
We have Ray and Elliot, and Owen is in the back waving his arms. It's awesome. We'll have to get a, you should get a picture for sure. We need a picture of the 3 of you today. All right, this first story couldn't be more similar to my talk than I would have dreamt up. And Kathy Johnson found this, and I can't believe she did. This is great story. So this is about a man named Rob Kenny. His dad abandoned him and his 7 siblings when he was 14 years of age. At a time when he was on the path to young adulthood, he had no father to guide him on the way. But seeking out God, when his own marriage was in difficulty, enabled him to forgive his dad just before his dad passed in his 80s. Kenny states, "My goal in life was to raise good adults, not good children, but good adults." So with his 2 successful children grown and gone, he decided to pay it forward. The devoted dad set up a heartwarming YouTube channel called Dad, How Do I Do? A channel that shares essential skills from tying a perfect tie knot to the less glamorous things like changing a tire or unclogging a sink. He has millions of subscribers now. He is receiving more gratitude and love from his fans than he ever imagined. He said, "I want it to be about everyday tasks, but I also would like to pass along some of the wisdom I've learned along the way to encourage people. I thought I was just going to be showing people how to do stuff, but it's kind of resonating on a whole different level." Kenny doesn't assume his tips are the best, and he's aware of the many other resources online. He also recognizes his own failings as a father and the importance of seeking forgiveness. His videos usually end with a corny dad joke, and always with him expressing the need to just be kind to each other. Isn't that a great story? Think of all the people he's influencing that he never met. It's just a wonderful gift. And this second story, I love. It's so cute. Mark Daniels, the father of 3 girls, did what dads do best. He jumped to the rescue of his 2-year-old daughter, Bella, when stage fright got the best of her during her dance recital. Bella found the whole experience a little daunting and started sobbing on stage. In true hero dad style, Daniels went up on the stage holding his infant daughter in his arms, Suri, and he told Bella how much he loved her, that she was an amazing dancer, and thankfully he had been paying attention and knew the routine. So, because he had watched her so many times, he actually started the dance, and she followed along. Bella joined in with her newfound and favorite partner, and as he pointed his leg in pirouette, you know, the spin, he demonstrated to the whole theater and the rest of the world that this is what being a dad is all about. Isn't that cute? Thank you, Kathy. All right. So, David, you're going to shut me off so I can sing. Thank you. And we'll do our prayer now, our pre-meditation music. God, I need a nap.
Mute her now.
Mute her now before she makes a fool of herself.
I open my heart, I open my heart. When I'm quiet in prayer, I I see only love. Hallelujah.
I love the words of that song. I open my heart. I let go of fear. I see only love. Just those three things that we would say to ourselves. If we just said that much to ourselves, we would remember that we are spiritual beings on a human journey. But spirituality has to come first in order for us to get through the challenges of our human journey. It doesn't work the other way around. So I just invite you to take some really deep breaths, breathing in all the light and love in this room and the energy of this amazing universe. Letting go of everything you don't need to care about or worry about. Just know that you're in a safe space. Whatever you're feeling is just okay with us. And as you continue to breathe and you make sure that you're monitoring your heartbeat, calming your heart, letting your blood pressure slow down a bit from the racing and the driving and the maybe busy morning you may have had. And just listen to the words I'm going to share, taking in what is right for you on this day. On this Father's Day, we acknowledge the blessings of all the fathers, grandfathers, and fatherly figures who have made a difference in our lives and in this world. We honor those who have provided love and support, encouraged, instructed, and shared their wisdom. There is great responsibility and reward in playing the role of a father in current times. And it takes patience and an investment of time and effort. Encouraging confidence in young ones calls for a father to be present in all stages of a child's life and to spend quality time helping a child develop socially, emotionally, and spiritually. Often it's not until children become adults that their fathers are appreciated for their wisdom and devotion. The blessing of fatherly figures reaches far beyond bloodlines. These are the teachers, the leaders, the influencers, who provide the day-to-day mentoring, coaching, and guidance without expectation for anything in return. Their selfless acts have brought joy, security, and opportunities to those in need and have strengthened the character and confidence of those who receive the gifts of their wisdom. Being a father or fatherly figure is an opportunity to change the course of someone's life, to step in when it is necessary, regardless of their age or your age. It's a responsibility and a gift at the same time. Today we give thanks for the fathers, the grandfathers, the modern heroes who have left a legacy for good. We affirm that those in need of such fatherly support will be abundantly blessed by someone who will step up and make a difference. And so we rest in the silence now. And so as we honor all the men in this universe who have made the necessary sacrifices to be there for someone in need, we slowly come back to this moment in time, recognizing that we can influence those men. Women can influence those men. Men can influence other men to step up, to serve, to help someone who could use that kind of wisdom. And with that in mind, we center ourselves in peace. Good morning, Logan. I hope you painted Daddy a picture today. So today, we're talking about Father's Day and celebrating Father's Day and all those who have continued to serve as fatherly figures. As we go through this message today, what I want you to be thinking about is how the role has changed over time. Think back to when your grandfather was a father, and now look at the world today and how fatherhood has changed. It's also important for us to remember the incredible courage and sacrifice it takes to be that type of figure and to step in and help where you can. But most importantly today, I want to be able to convey to all of you, male and female, how important it is to have that male influence in the world and how it is absolutely necessary for the spirituality of people to grow. So let's begin with a recap of reflections on how much of the role has actually changed. So I'm going to go back to post-World War II for a minute. So post-World War II, the traditional father might have been what we call a white-collar worker, somebody who works in an office, performs different administrative duties, manages, etc. But it was considered professional if you wore a white shirt. Your job was professional, white collar. This man would have been expected to work hard, serve as the financial backbone of the household, guide the children in proper presentation of themselves, make all the major decisions, and manage disciplinary issues. These fathers were financially secure, focused on ensuring their children found the right and perfect path to contribute to society. And those fathers didn't care what their children wanted to do in life. It was what would be best for them in order to make a contribution and be financially stable. The second group of post-World War II fathers were blue-collar workers. And they became known as that because with the automotive boom, there were lots of manufacturing organizations for cars being built, and men were being trained to be skilled in all these different trades. These fathers focused more on teaching their children the importance of self-esteem, self-reliance, self-motivation, and taking pride in one's work. For these fathers, telling your children what to do was not sufficient. They preferred modeling, opportunities to teach it, to have you see it, to have their kids or other people's kids shadow them. There were so many expectations placed on men in both of these groups to be strong and courageous and fearless, while at the same time being expected to be loving and kind and fatherly. It was never an easy path, and there was a lot of pressure on men to live up to society's expectations. And while the trend in fatherhood changed slightly with the baby boom post-World War II and families going from city life to suburb life, the biggest change came post-Vietnam. That's when fathers changed, the role of fathers changed completely. After men returned from Vietnam, many families were torn apart because the men who returned no longer reflected the men who had left. Men were struggling, rebuild their families, rebuild their lives, while at the same time suffering emotionally. And many continue to struggle today. Parent equality emerged post-Vietnam, and the roles of fathers began to change in a really good way. While it was difficult for families, it was the beginning of freedom. At that point, fathers were able to separate themselves from past traditions, and they were able to break barriers that we had never seen broken before. They were allowed to spend time at home with their children without the pressure of society. And eventually, over time, they were able to let go of their worries or control over their children's future and learn just to embrace the present moment because they appreciated the time they had. But imagine the courage it must have taken for a father or fatherly figure who grew up pre-20th century to all of a sudden have to speak to their grandfather or father and tell them they've decided to be a stay-at-home dad. Okay, now just hold that thought for a minute. First time ever in that tradition. And you tell them, I'm going to be a stay-home dad. My wife's making more money, or my partner's making more money, and I'm going to stay at home. Now, the hardest part was keeping that commitment after you saw the look on their faces, right? But it was a huge change in our society. And during the following decades, traditional roles changed completely, and men were free to assume the father figure role of anyone they wanted to actually help without being told, why aren't you working? Why aren't you doing this? Why didn't you have your own children? On and on and on and on. Becoming a stay-at-home father and serving as the primary parent became an option. You didn't have to wait until you were forced into that situation. You actually had some choices. Men post Vietnam were able to adopt children on their own, even if they didn't have partners. And dads were suddenly allowed to have fun. They attended school activities, they joined the PTA, and they could make parenthood look whatever they wanted it to look like. And in many ways, this was when living authentically actually came to be. So you remember, those of you who are older may remember, Father Knows Best, that character of Father Knows Best. Okay, most of us didn't know a dad like that. Did I sure didn't. So I used to watch that show and say, where do these people live? Like, who gets these kind of dads in their life? This is really interesting. But I mean, the guy was perfect. Came home every day happy, spoke with the children, wanted to check in. Not so much for everybody. But I love the fact that men in that day were able to start living their purpose. And most importantly, that is when men started to have the biggest impact in this world. It wasn't just in jobs. It was about parenting. It was about guidance. It was about mentoring. It was about coaching. They became mentors and champions for youth and seized opportunities to be resourceful in ways that tradition would have never afforded them before. There's a story I want to share with you about a man named Dennis Wilson, who was a varsity high school basketball coach. He acted as a mentor and fatherly figure to many of the boys who played on the team, and they were without fathers present in their lives. There was a young Davidson Hosty was his name. He said, growing up, I was an immature, angry kid with no father until I met Dennis Wilson. I remember one practice I mouthed off, and he told me I could leave if I didn't like what he was saying. I threw my jersey down and I stormed out. The next day, once I had calmed down, he taught me that it's a good thing for men to have emotions and express them, but that I couldn't let my emotions control me. That was a real turning point for me in my growth. Wilson stayed a part of Davidson's life long after he graduated from high school, encouraging and supporting him through earning both a bachelor's and a master's degree from Salem State, and then getting his dream job in academics. Coach Wilson still calls me and checks in on me all the time. He's been instrumental in everything I've accomplished. He stepped in as my dad when I needed one the most, and while we may not share blood, he is a father to me. He calls me his son, and I consider it a great honor to be his son. Now, it's a beautiful story, and many of you probably have similar stories, ways that you have stepped up and helped somebody. From a spiritual perspective, though, fathers and fatherly figures have been increasingly more spiritually absent. And that's the part I want you to hear today. That over the years, less and less men have been present spiritually in their children's lives. This is partly because their fathers were not active in spiritual practices, and partly because mothers tended to be the shapers of faith in children's lives. Most adult children remember their mothers praying with them, if they remember prayer at all, not their fathers. But, and the big but is, statistics show that men can change the future of spirituality. I'm going to read these statistics slowly. I want you to take them in. both father and mother attend church regularly, 33% of their children will end up as regular church goers. 41% will be irregular, and 26% non-church goers. If the father is irregular and the mother regular, are you ready for this? Only 3% of their children become regular churchgoers. Remember, I said when both go, 33%. When only the mother is regular, that number goes from 33 to 3. Now, when you look at the number of youth in our church, compare the number that's possible of youth in our area that are eligible to be in church, and every church says the same thing. Where are the kids? Where are the young adults? Where are the 18-year-olds? Where are the 20-year-olds? Where it happened to that demographic? They got lost because they didn't have spiritual champions. And the male is really responsible for making a difference. Yes, women can get their kids to go to church, but the difference will be when men can help us do that. Now, if the father is a regular churchgoer and the mother irregular, the number goes from 33% to 38%. But it gets even better. If the father goes to church regularly and the mother never goes to church, that number goes to 44%. Nearly half of youth would be regular churchgoers throughout their life. Now, if that doesn't make you think about the difference men can make, I don't know what could. But I'm just telling you, this is important for us to try and help men see the value of them getting their children involved in spiritual growth. And there was a second study that said as young adults develop a religious identity apart from their parents, or as religious identity changes, it is their father's religious characteristics that will become more important than their mothers. The mothers with whom their childhood religious identity most closely aligned with. The bottom line is this, that fathers and fatherly figures can make a difference in the future of what happens to spirituality long after we're all gone. It'll be the men that help us make that change. The Bible's always offered sound advice to fathers on parenting. I want to read 4 of them to you. 2 Corinthians says that who you are and how you live your life is like a letter from God that your kids read every day. Deuteronomy 6 advises fathers to spend time with their children, but states that that time should not be empty. It should be meaningful time, not just going through the act of being present. Psalm 103 talks about fathers having compassion for their children the same way God expresses compassion. And Chronicles 29 suggests that fathers pray for their children and explains that children who know their fathers are praying for them every day will grow up with a deep sense of love and security, just knowing and hearing that their fathers pray for them. Fatherly figures have the power to change the direction of the future. And we celebrate the men today who have already taken this role on, who are already taking it on in a serious way. And all of us should stand by and encourage young men and men of all ages to start becoming spiritual mentors. Let's review today's lessons. Celebrating fatherly figures reminds us to first acknowledge the evolution of this role and how changes have led to inconsistent modeling. Number two, to recognize the courage of all the people who have stood up, whether they were biological children or grandchildren or not. Unique situations require tremendous courage. Number three, to mentor our youth to embrace spirituality, to demonstrate the practices you wish to develop. And number four, to express gratitude for your mentors and coaches because they've been a blessing and a gift to you. So if you have somebody you need to call today, please do. Whether that's your father, grandfather, or a neighbor who was always kind to you, that would be the thing to do today. And our affirmation is, I celebrate the fatherly figures in my life. Let's say that together. I celebrate the fatherly figures in my life. And I want to end with a quote from Umberto Eco. It says, I believe that what we become depends on what our fathers teach us at odd moments when they actually aren't trying to teach us. We are formed by the little scraps of wisdom. Let's take that in. So we pause now to acknowledge the men in our life who have stood up as fatherly figures, the teachers, the wisdom providers, the uncles, anyone who may have helped shape us or taken time for us, friends who became mentors, saw that we needed to be championed. There's so many people to thank along the way who may have influenced us. But most importantly, we look at who we can encourage to step up and be a spiritual teacher and mentor to the youth, the young adults, their coworkers, people who need that kind of spiritual championing, even if it is just to pray for their highest good and to let them know that you are. And so it is. Amen. So I would like to just ask that you keep Emily in prayer. She is due to have her baby any minute, and it's going to be a big thing in their life, and I would appreciate you praying for her safekeeping and the safekeeping of the baby and their emotional well-being. And if you have a prayer need, it would be great if you could please put the prayer in the prayer box and make sure that we can have it on the list on Monday so we can get whoever you need prayed for. All right. I want to just say how grateful we are for all of the ways so many of you have helped us and continue to help us. And thank you for remembering us this summer. Many people are helping us, and even when they're not present, supporting us. We appreciate you very much. So let's say our affirmation with such energy and power that we know it is helping our lives, this church, and the lives of those around us. We have faith in God as our instant, constant, abundant supply and supplier. We have faith in God to open ways when to the human sense there is no way. We have faith in God to guide us in all our ways, and our health, happiness, and prosperity are assured. Thank you, God, for your abundant good, now flowing forth to meet our every need. And so it is. And with that said, I am going to let Elliot and the band play a special song.
We're going to bring the kids up first, right?
Oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot. I didn't
Feeling
forget.
good, like I should. Went and took a
Thank
walk
you.
around my neighborhood, feeling blessed, never stressed. Got the sunshine on my
Sorry.
Sunday best.
Happy Father's Day. So we made presents for our father figures in our lives this morning. We also read the prodigal son parable and talked about forgiveness and about how we come back from mistakes when we do make mistakes. So let's bless these kids, and then I have some announcements. All right. We love you. We bless you. We truly appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. We love you. We love you. We really, really love you. All right. So our YOUers, and specifically Melody and our other adult sponsor, Mark, are at Summer Connection this week. We'll be returning today. So I've been getting little text message reports late at night about the day they had and how really cool and spiritual of an experience it's been for them. So we look forward to hearing about that next week from them. We also have a lot of really cool events coming up here for all ages of our kids and families. This coming Thursday, we're going to have kids movie night. So any kids pre-K through rising fifth graders, bring them on down here to the church at 5 p.m. We're going to have a movie, pizza, popcorn, bring a pillow and a blanket. We'll hang out and have a great time until about 8 o'clock. Parents can go and have a couple hours to themselves. And then next Sunday, we're going to have water play. So wear closed-toed water shoes and a bathing suit or clothes that can get wet to Sunday school. And afterwards, any teenagers who would like to come join us for a photo scavenger hunt, we're going to go to Citrus Park Mall and hang out for several hours and have a lot of fun doing that. So if you have teenagers that would enjoy that, please come see me for a permission slip. Thank you.
Very cool. Thanks, Heather. So I always kind of have a hard time with certain holidays choosing a song that might be in theme. But in this case, this is just my dad's favorite song, and he's here with me, so I figured we'd sing this morning. I love it. Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let him into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. Hey Jude, don't be afraid. You were made to go out and get her. The minute you let her under your skin, then you begin to make it better. Anytime you feel the pain, hey Jude, refrain. Don't carry the world upon your shoulders. Well, you know that it's a fool who plays it cool by making his world a little colder. And na 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 na. Hey Jude, don't bring me down. You have found her, now go and get her. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. So let it out and let it in. Hey Jude, begin. You're waiting for someone to perform with. And don't you know that it's just you who plays that you need is in your shoulder. And na 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 na. Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart, and then you can start to make it better, 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 better. Oh! Na, 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 hey Jude. Na, 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 hey Jude. Judy, 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 say na, 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 hey Jude. So na, 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 hey Jude. Just you. Na, 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 hey Jude. My father and my son. That's it. Happy Father's Day to you guys. I got no words. I got no words for that. Thanks for joining us. All right, we're going to sing the peace song. This guitar is horribly out of tune, so thank you, Mike. Peace begin with me. Let this be the way. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And now let's say the prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is great. Have a wonderful Father's Day.